is a hash-based proof of work. This sounds pretty odd. What is that hash-based is? Hash-based is nothing. It's like any cryptography that you do. Because Satoshi Nakamoto is known as cypherpunk, who loves to do crypto kind of things, or cryptographic. So what it will do is, it will in fact change your transaction into some numerical values. Some mathematical algorithms will be used there. So you will have your values. And the value that this technology uses is SHA 256. That's very, very complicated. You cannot break that. If normal computer like this has to use, because that brute force, it will take almost 99 years to break that code. If I start today. For supercomputer, at least 20 years. So it's next to impossible to break that code. You cannot try. So that's next to universal transactions. Is that strong? But one of the problems with these cryptos, we all know, is extremely volatile. Because if you look at, the peak was $69,000 within 1 year, and it came down up to 70,000. Extremely volatile. Everything was fantastic because the peer-to-peer transactions, no intermediations required, everything is fantastic. The problem is extremely volatile, and it became very much speculative assets. Anyone whoever wants to invest into this became very, very speculative assets. And even in the last 2 or 3 days, if you look at, yesterday night it was like 18,000 or 19,000, this morning 800,000. And this 24/7. You won't have any controls here. And there is no value attached to this. It's purely based on demand and supply of the currencies. So this has come down significantly. And this is one of the biggest problems of any cryptocurrencies that's running now. Then things changes. This looks like any dead man's ECG, flat, no change. Some spike perhaps during this period, and this happens. And that was one of the problems that was identified on cryptocurrency, saying it's highly volatile, so people do not have trust. Yes, for speculation, you can put your money and make some money out of it if you are lucky enough. Else you are going to lose a lot of money. Then here comes another cryptocurrencies that resolve these issues of volatility. This is another kind of cryptocurrency. How this possible then? How crypto can be this kind of dead man's ECG? It's next to impossible, but this is very much possible. Okay, and this started happening in 2014. Some blockchain guys, they decided to come up with stable coin. This is known as stable coins. And why these coins are so stable? The reason is they set target with something. It can be your commodity, gold. It can be US dollar. These currencies are pegged with, these stable coins are pegged with either currencies or gold or any other commodity for that matter. So their volatility depends on the currencies as well as on the commodity price. So these are the less volatile currencies. If it is pegged with dollar, then definitely it's not. It's highly, highly stable. So question comes in, what happened on the stable coin better than any other cryptocurrencies? It mitigates the volatility of the cryptocurrencies. It also allows the holder to remain liquid. Any point in time, if you are holding any stable coins, you want dollar or any other currencies, you can get it directly. Because the value is the same. It's like keeping your dollar. It's the same thing. So yes, you can always get that kind of liquidity. And it also works in blockchain technology. The same platform. Platform is not much difference, it is exactly the same. And also maintain most of the desirable characteristics of non-stable cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Okay, this also do the same thing. So how they manage this? How is possible for them to manage? what is their stability mechanisms. So normally they use three different mechanisms to stable these currencies. And one of these badly failed. Recently we saw that a month back because a lot of things happened in Stera. So it didn't work. But at least they have got three different mechanisms to manage that. One is off-chain, second is on-chain, and third is algorithmic. These three different stability mechanisms that they manage. So what is off-chain? Off-chain is very simple. Like if you give me $1, my system is going to create $1 equal to Tether. One stable coin I'll give you. And the system is going to create that. As soon as you deposit $1 in my account, one coin is created equivalent to that. And that reserve is going to be kept somewhere, some the bank. That particular company, whoever it is. So this is example of like USDT, TUSD, USDC. The risk here is counterparty risk. Whether you are going to give that money to ABC company or not. That kind of risk you are going to take here. And tomorrow you will have regulatory risk. What will happen is the regulator come up with something, say no, you cannot use this. What are you going to do with that Ether? You don't know.